Hey Wargamers, welcome to episode 3 of the rough cut series for Warhammer 40k Armageddon scenery. So just another quick update really. Last time you saw I put on all of the base coats, which was starting off from the lead belcher overspray over black black undercoat, and then I'd gone around with Avalon Sunset and a few forge wheeled metallics as well, which was to put sort of gold and bronzes in places, on the recesses. So the next stage was essentially to hit the whole thing with a handsome amount of washing. So I experimented with a few things before I basically settled on something that was incredibly efficient, which was blasting a huge amount of Agrax Earthshade and Agrax Earthshade Gloss over the entire model, allowing it to pool and get messy and create tide marks. I mean, it's the one time really you want washers to behave in a really bad way, because normally when you do washers you try and avoid puddles and you try and avoid it pooling, and I just went with the flow on this one really to create as much grubbiness and grimy as possible. And as you can see, that's possibly a good example of as bad as it gets, but what it's done is create a bunch of tone. Why gloss and why matte? Well, I wanted a combination of textures basically. First and foremost, I applied the matte to pretty much most of the model, and again allowing it to flood and pool. I'm just going to pick up a little example so you can see, allowing it to flood and pool and tide over the entire model. And what I wanted that to represent was almost like rust. So, you know, it's been rained and dust blown and grime and oil leaked over the years, and this is just built up at the edge of the panels, so behaving very much as it did do really. I wanted it to do that, but what effect that had, hitting it with the matte Agrax Earthshade, was essentially to dull all of the metallics. And there was places I wanted the metallics to just punch back out again, particularly these recessed areas here. So what I did was load the Agrax Earthshade Gloss into the airbrush and simply direct spray into these recessed areas, working my way around, getting underneath. And as you can see, what it's done is just brought a kind of oily shininess to those areas again. And I think that's a great example where you're looking at sort of both a dull matte surface over there, but also, as you can see, the sort of goldy bronzy colour is punching back out now with the gloss, and including on the sort of the chimney area. So this dome, for instance, I kind of glossed back up but just left the silver areas matte. And as a rule of thumb, that's kind of what I followed. Anything that was bronzy, brassy gold I would hit with the gloss, and anything that wasn't I would leave matte. So the silvers were left matte, although you can see a highlight shine off of that. The reality is it's dulled down, and then anything else hit with a gloss just so it stands out a bit. And I think I'm pretty happy with the overall effect. Bear in mind that this is not the final stage. This is just kind of another mid-level stage really. From here there's the detail work starts. So there's going to be chipping, and I'm hoping that's going to be a fairly quick layer. I'm just going to kind of put metallics and browns onto a sponge and work that over for chippings on the panels. I'm also going to airbrush a few highlights back into the panels. I don't want them to be too clean, but I'm just going to spot blast a few areas which just create more gradient in some of these panels that I think have been lost. If you look at that panel, it's quite flat now, although there's a lovely sort of shadow drifting down there where it's pulled and dried. But so far, super happy with the progress. Yes, I did go back and add brass squares, over the model and things like that. So I did in the end go back and kind of add more detail. So you got that sort of checker effect on the walkways. I mean, every time I set this kit up, I set it up in a slightly different way. Because what I've done is I've kept a spares box. I'm just going to grab the spares box actually. So as you can see, this is my spares box. I am going to paint the ladders. It will have ladders put in place. Obviously I've got things like the crates and stuff from one of the other scenery pieces. But the other thing I've done is I've kept every single one of those, which my plan will be to prime those and spray them silver, although you never really see them. But I think it actually helps them grip a layer of paint particularly a layer of black matte primer, just helps them grip inside these joins and makes the whole thing a little bit more stable. But every time I put it together in a different order, and I create something new and exciting, and it's just great fun. It literally is great fun to build terrain. Looking at it, for the campaign, I need this terrain to cover approximately a 2 to 3 by 4 foot wide section of the board. So this is going to be scenery that's around the entrance to the mine, which is made up of the Zone Mortalis board. And you know, if people haven't seen that, just have a look on some of our previous videos where we've gone back through some of the work we've done. So have I got enough? That table is 2 by 4, so it kind of feels like I've got enough, but you know, I think I'm just going to basically go with the flow and buy more, because it's just so amazing. I really would like more raised walkways. I'd like an entire board, 6 foot by 4 foot board, that the whole battle takes place on the raised walkways. Would be just amazing, would be just a lot of fun. So another example, I've drifted off, another example of just the shade wash. And as you can see, I've just hit these crates, blasted it into the recesses, created some tone on the panels. And I know I'm not going to win any painting awards with this, but it is scenery. We do have battle reports to film. I need to get on with it. And I think if you place the models, you know, in front of this scenery, it's a lovely enough backdrop. I mean, just look at that now. That's just an ace photo in its own right, isn't it? I definitely need some more Promethean pipes. I need to connect these up. I've got a couple of sets somewhere, which I've still not found. And the last time I went looking for them, I found this instead, which is awesome. So I'm hoping that when I search for my Promethean pipes again, I might find a Warlord Titan or something. Who knows? Who knows? But the other thing is, obviously, this has this wonderful plasma obliterator has been painted to kind of match that sort of terrain. So it's not the prettiest of plasma obliterators. Struggling with that word. But it's definitely functional. That's the way I see it. This thing's been defending this outpost since day one, and will continue to do so until my Eldar fleet arrives, or my Tyranid fleet. Definitely my Tyranid fleet. Right, I think that's probably enough for today. I just wanted to give you a quick update. This is going up on Friday, and Sam has some things to take care of in the evening on Friday, so he's not going to be available for the hobby hangout until about 11:30 tonight. So normally hobby hangout takes place, I think, sort of between 8 and 10 o'clock, and it's usually Sam and Mike, and they're just chatting while they're hobbying. But like I say, Sam's had to go out, so he will be back about 11:30. Because it's Sam and he's terribly dedicated, he will be online doing his hobby hangout. And seeing as though it's so late, I might actually join him and carry on doing some of this scenery to try and get it done. Oh wait, no, I really need to do my Sigmar Showdown model, so I can pretty much guarantee I will be on the hobby hangout tonight as well, working on my Sigmar Showdown model. Right, so don't forget to tune in to Sam tonight. He'll love the company and always loves the comments and the rest. Don't forget that if it's the first time you're coming across our videos, give us a like, give us a sub, because we love to see those numbers climbing. And also just to mention that if you really like our content, there's more available on the website wargameronline.com. You can sign up to either a freemium or a premium account, and that gives you access to tutorials, full-length tutorials as opposed to the short tutorials we post on YouTube, as well as battle reports and a whole raft of other content that's all coming along. So thank you everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.